Sumo deadlift isn't cheating. I think there's a lot of stigma surrounding sumo deadlift because a lot of people seem to think that it's easier. So I just want to share my own personal experience with sumo versus conventional. I pulled sumo for about 2 years at the beginning of my powerlifting career. I hit a pretty quick plateau of about 570 pounds. I was stuck there for a few meets. I even tried to chip it by 5 pounds at my last meet in my respective weight class, missed it, and shortly after that, I decided to switch to conventional. After about 6 months of training conventional, I was able to pull 600 pounds. While I did go up a weight class during this period, the reason I switched to conventional was because while my other lifts were improving, my deadlift just wouldn't budge. So I decided to switch to conventional and it clicked. I think that a lot of the hate that goes into sumo deadlift usually kind of comes from a general gym goer community, and it rarely comes from experienced powerlifters or people that are involved in powerlifting. What most commercial gym goers don't understand is that the sport isn't about being the strongest person there. The sport is about moving the most weight possible and having that validated by 3 judges. And this is why you see a lot of powerlifters, they'll bench with high arches, with minimal range of motion, and pulling sumo deadlift. Now, if you're a general gym goer, I don't really see the point at pulling sumo or benching with a high arch, because at that point, it is more about strength and it isn't about having it validated by judges. You're not going for any records, and obviously those records aren't going to be validated if you're in a commercial gym and you're pulling sumo or you're benching with a super high arch. However, in powerlifting competitions, when you do that and you get 3 white lights by a judge, then it is validated. And you'll see a lot of people when you're in the lower weight class range, like I was, a lot more people will be pulling sumo. When you get into the higher weight range, you'll see a lot more people pulling conventional. I think this is because conventional pullers generally are stockier and they're just better at pulling conventional, whereas sumo pullers, usually they're a little bit thinner, they're better at pulling sumo. Sumo requires more mobility, whereas conventional is more just, you just pick the bar up off the ground. And some of the strongest powerlifters in the world pull conventional. Russell Orhee is a back-to-back world champion, and he's always pulled conventional. John Hack, the strongest pound-for-pound raw lifter in the world, pulls conventional, as well as squats high bar and benches with a relatively close grip. I think sumo might be a little bit better in hypertrophy terms for maybe your quads and your glutes, but overall, I think conventional is better for building overall muscle. Anyways, follow for more powerlifting talks or visit the link in our bio for coaching.